Discomfort. Discomfort is a feeling. It's something that makes people feel mentally or physically uncomfortable. That is essentially what this project is based on. That is in fact the dictionary definition. That's what my project's based on. What you're watching now is half of my project. By this point you should know its name. It's Nørth, Cries, Redacted. I don't really know how to start this. I'm going to be completely honest. This has been a project that has been months in the making, and I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it. I guess I'll start with what is my project. It is a mix of what you're watching now, a documentary, but I guess a kind of documentary, a sit down talking through my experiences making this and my process, as well as a photography exhibition about feelings of discomfort that is meant to bring forth the parts of society and parts of your life that you generally try and shy away from because of how it makes you feel. The bit that most people will see before they watch this is the photography exhibition, which is a collection of 5 images which are all self-portraits. They all have a curated theme to them, whether it be vulnerability, wet clothes, smoking, they range from more serious feelings of discomfort to some things that some people view somewhat arbitrary, whilst others feels like it's the end of the world. What's really interesting about this project is how each person views these differently. Because some people don't find these aspects of life uncomfortable at all. They're perfectly fine with them. Others absolutely hate it, would rather go the rest of their life without experiencing them whatsoever. This project is built on multiple layers of discomfort. Primarily through the themes, but also through my process of making this. It originally started being nowhere near as personal as a project as it has become. It started out with me wanting to do a bunch of street photography, literally showcasing uncomfortable aspects of life out on the street and people ignoring it. That was my initial plan. When pitching it to my lecturers and such, they brought forth the primary roadblock in planning this and it becoming what it has been today, which was the ethical considerations of it. It wasn't ethical to take photos of people out on the street, which I understand, but it really put a hindrance on my project. I was wondering for a good while, how the hell am I going to make this what I wanted to make it? Because I wanted to photograph people in those uncomfortable scenarios. I wanted it to be a political message. I wanted to photograph protests and show people this is what people are doing to fight against tyranny, despite it being an uncomfortable situation for them to be in, because protests are, as much as they're needed, they are uncomfortable, having been to a couple myself. But it evolved. The project evolved past just being about other people and the politics. It evolved into something a lot more personal. It's gone through multiple phases and iterations to the point where now it is almost entirely centered on my own feelings of discomfort. Because this entire process has become the project, not just the end piece. Through these iterations, I've developed it from being street photography to it going to be models, which I would put in controlled environments to simulate these uncomfortable feelings, all the way down to it being self-portraits. Now, I don't know if you can tell by this right now, I'm not the most comfortable in front of a camera. I'm normally behind the camera, so being in front of one like this is quite the change for me. And that honestly added another layer to the whole theme of this. It pushed me out of my comfort zone. It made me uncomfortable to make this. And I think that added something quite poignant to it. From those who've known me and have seen me make this, they've seen how stressed out, how pissed off I've been, how uncomfortable I've been making this entire thing. Because it's been roadblock after roadblock thrown at me. But I've gotten through it. Now, a lot of these feelings of discomfort that I have based my photos around have been some feelings that I found online through forums, but a good chunk of them as well have been things that I myself am uncomfortable being around or experiencing, or things of that nature. Like those feelings of vulnerability, feeling exposed, feeling like you are pretending to be someone that you're not, or even just wet clothes. I hate wet clothes so much, it's so annoying. You will have noticed the project is called Nørth, Cries, Redacted. Now the Redacted you might be able to figure out based on everything I've just told you. I've had to change my project and censor and remove things and change to upkeep the university's idea of what's ethical and what I can use. Which just pissed me off, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I've been censored and told I can't do what I want to do at every roadblock. But I've gotten through it despite that. Now the part that you might not be completely sure about what it is Nørth Cries. Nørth Cries is me, but Nørth Cries, outside of just being me, is also a representation. To me, Nørth Cries represents the creative industry for independent artists in the north of England, where in the north really, for most people, if you want to be successful in a creative industry, you have to work for some big corporation, whether it be the BBC, the ITV, here in Manchester most of the time, or you move down south to London. And from speaking to a couple of my friends, to just people that I've met out and about in the streets, a lot of people feel like they need to sell part of themselves, sell part of their creativity away and put it to the side in order to just make a living, get by, make money. So Nørth Cries represents those people who don't want to do that, who want to keep their creative integrity without moving to a new area or moving away from their original creative intent. Which, yeah, sounds kind of hypocritical because I've had to move away and change a lot of things, but I still believe in what I stand by with Nørth Cries. I think people need to stand by their creative integrity and do what makes them happy and make the art that they believe is right. That's what Nørth Cries is. That's what this project is. It's part of this project anyway. This is so awkward. The whole planning process of this project has been, I'm going to be honest, an absolute pain. From the ethical roadblocks that have been thrown at me at any given point to trying to get people to collaborate. I got my lecturers to send out an email to other courses in university, seeing if anyone would be willing to collaborate on this project with me, so I wouldn't be, doing it all on my own, which is a big undertaking, to which there was no response. So officially, I'm the only person working on this project. Outside of that, I have had friends, family, I've pulled in favours from people, I have harassed university staff to try and get where I am now. As of recording this, I still don't technically have a confirmed location to host my exhibition that is hopefully being sorted today. I don't know if it's going to be confirmed. And that's stressing me out. That is making me, well, quite uncomfortable. I originally had a plan to host this exhibition at Islington Mill in Salford. It's an old mill that's been converted into creative space. I was unable to do that for one reason or another. Then I had an idea to host this as a pop-up in town, in an underpass. I was unable to do that as well due to city regulations and, once again, ethics. I know, right? Big surprise. I thought the easiest course of action after this, what would be my third backup, would be to host this at the university in New Adelphi, which I've been trying to book for the past month. I was first told to fill out a form. I couldn't fill that out. They sent that back to sure I had to fill it out. My tutor, he filled it out, sent it off. I didn't hear back from them for nearly 2 weeks. I followed up. I was questioning them. They finally got back to me yesterday. And then that was really to just get permission to be able to book the space. Which I've now tried to book it, and I don't know if I'm succeeding or not. What you might be watching this, have there never been an exhibition at all. Which is scary, because this is what I've been working towards for a long time. Because this project is an amalgamation of everything I've learned along the way at university. Not only about myself, but physically about visuals. Because I don't study photography. This is a photography exhibition, but I don't study it. I, in fact, study television and radio production, which is quite different to photography in a lot of ways. Number one, radio. That's very different to photography. It's an audio medium, not a visual medium. But I quickly sacked that off. Originally, I wanted to do film. Film was my first goal of what I wanted to do. I wanted to make films, I wanted to work on films, I wanted to be a DOP. That was my original intent with coming to university. I was sold the promise that television and radio would be just like film. Because I interviewed for film and they told me my communication skills weren't quite good enough. So I was sold the promise that television and radio would be just like film. In fact, it's not even close. Film has access to a lot of things that we don't. They are taught a lot of things that we aren't. So it kind of felt like a bit of a waste for a while. I became quite lost in what I thought I wanted. Especially given a lot of my friends are on film. A lot of my friends study film. My housemate, in fact, is on film. He's making a film at the moment called Title Mix. Go give it a watch if it's out by the time we see this. I don't think it will be though. But keep an eye out. It's a good film. I acted it. But I felt very lost and unsure of what I wanted to do. The one thing that stayed consistent throughout my time at university is my love for photography. I've, I guess, been a photographer for, God, how long? Since I was like 14, when I got my first camera. It's an old Nikon D3500. My parents, my grandparents, they sort of pulled together. They bought me a new lens as well, and I used that for a very long time. Bear in mind, I'm 21 now. I used it since I was 14. I only just recently upgraded to this camera, Sony A7 III, a couple of months ago for my birthday. I was very happy when I upgraded, but that camera taught me a lot. It taught me my love for photography. I've shot everything from people snowboarding and skiing to, what else? I've shot gigs. I have shot hikes. I have shot my friends. I have photographed everything that I love. And it really solidified that I think this might actually be what I love and what I want to do. It only took me three years of university and tens of thousands of pounds of debt to find that out. But I have. And I'm going to get a degree out of this. But television isn't what I want to do. Throughout my time at university, I have been through a lot. I've had issues in my personal life. I've been through relationships and breakups. I have had mental health troubles, money troubles, a lot of money troubles. I am, first and foremost, a student. I am quite poor a lot of the time. I've had job troubles that I got made redundant. I've had a lot of self-worth issues. I've compared myself to every single person around me, and in my mind for a long time I was worth less than every single person I ever met. Which I don't think I believe that anymore. I still struggle with it sometimes, but I don't think I believe that anymore. And out of all of these thoughts and feelings and every realization I've made, I believe that this was the appropriate project for me. Despite having all these uncomfortable feelings and questions and all the bullshit around, I've pushed through all of it. I have gotten to my third year at university. I finish in a month and I graduate in 3. And I've made what I want to make. Maybe not the way I wanted to make it, but the theme and the message is still there. In fact, it became much more personal than was originally intended. Every person that I've met along the journey of making this, the friends, the family, the people that I've asked and begged to help with this, they're all a part of me. And whilst I have been angry, so very angry, many times during this process, I'm here now. I've made it, or am making it currently. Made it by the time you see this. I've gone through everything. And I think that's the proper message. This is the final message of this project is, despite all the discomfort in your life, you have to push through it. Sometimes in order to succeed and make what you want to make and do what you want to do, you have to sit in the discomfort that comes along with it. Because that's what I've done. And I'm still here. I've made it. I have made my project what I want to make it. And I don't think I could have done it without all these roadblocks pushing me to make something better. And having my friends and my family around me to support me. Because, God, this has been the most taxing thing I've ever made. But yeah. This has been Robert Dunn of Nørth Cries. And this has been Nørth Cries Redacted. My final university project. And the start of many projects and my career and my life. This is a positive thing, despite all the bullshit and the negativity. This is a positive thing, this is a positive outcome. And I'm happy I've done it. So